Maybe you've experienced the negatives of social media within your romantic relationship. Babe, you're not even listening. You're always on your phone. Sound familiar? Because it's the soundtrack to almost every millennial's romantic life. There's no doubt that the rise in social media has had some negative effects on humanity, and unfortunately our relationships are also on the line. Welcome back, psychos! In today's video we'll be talking about the 10 ways that social media is potentially ruining millennial relationships. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, as well as to click the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Number 1. The paradox effect. The number one reason why social media is affecting millennial relationships is that we all think that we could have it better elsewhere or with someone else. As the saying goes, the grass is greener on the other side. Well, that's how we're starting to view our romantic relationships. With social media filling our minds with pictures of beautiful people and different lifestyles, we are overwhelmed by thinking we have so many choices, which, in turn, makes it actually more difficult to find viable options. Social media gives off the illusion of lavish parties, romantic dinners, and perfectly styled children. However, as we all know deep down, this is not the truth. The reality is that your friends posted the best photo of the 30 that they took at the lavish party. The romantic dinner your friends posted with their spouse is not every dinner for them, and they could have been arguing the whole time anyway. And the perfect little children that just got their photo taken had a meltdown right after. You would never know. So, the paradox illusion is thinking the epitome of FOMO, fear of missing out. When scrolling through social media, we are filled with the fear that we won't be able to do something because we don't know what the other person has, and sometimes we will directly compare our spouses with others because we would never think that we ourselves are the problem in the relationship. Having the continuously reminded and fabricated thought of your relationship not being good enough makes it easy for us to pay attention to and compare ourselves to other people and couples. The thought of being back on the dating market seems so thrilling because social media made you think you can find better. However, your expectations are unrealistically created through the social media illusion. Number 2. Lack of self-esteem. Lack of self-esteem caused by social media is more of a personal problem rather than a relationship problem. However, self-esteem plays a huge role in how you show and receive gestures in your relationship. It's more difficult for them to show love to someone else, as well as how to receive love in the form of compliments, physical touch, and playing. Lack of self-esteem comes from the continuous comparing of ourselves and our lives to the content we see on social media. And once we have been captivated by the lives of someone else, it's difficult to be satisfied with the life you live, leading to feelings of extreme envy and defeat. Low self-esteem in a relationship can be demonstrated by the person being oversensitive, difficulty being themselves, not putting their needs forward, and jealousy and insecurity. Number 3. Too easy to contact. Before social media, the heart grew fonder throughout the day as the father was at work and the mother was busy with the children, as there was no means of communication until they sat down for dinner. Now, we're not saying FaceTime, texting and calling aren't incredible inventions, but the ease of access to our other half is actually shown to have negative effects on relationships. Couples who are texting throughout the day come home to have nothing new to share with each other. The main source of communication in some relationships nowadays is actually based on social media or technology interaction. This also takes the privacy and independence out of some relationships, as having the ability to contact your spouse, or really anyone for that matter, can lead to dependence on other people. For example, if a girl who knows little about cars had an issue with their car, instead of trying to fix it themselves, it would be an instant call to their boyfriend. This isn't to say that teamwork and partnership isn't crucial in a relationship, but the millennial generation is already known for having traits of negatively impact social independence. Another side effect of being too codependent through technology is that when we no longer have the access, i.e. our phone is dead, we feel absolutely lost. Like, having access to our phones is part of our survival. We begin to feel like we aren't capable of making our own decision without outer reassurance or advice, and in this case, the reassurance or advice from our partner. Number 4. Drawing assumptions. Drawing assumptions about a situation or interaction can be very damaging in a romantic relationship. Assumptions almost always result in misunderstandings. So, if he liked a girl's picture once, he's probably not interested, so don't assume so. In fact, our negative assumptions can affect the relationship on a much deeper level, because if we don't trust our spouses for no rhyme or reason, they will begin wondering if it's you that has the trust issues rather than them doing anything wrong. Which is right. This is a dangerous place to be in a relationship because over time, the person being blamed will either leave or, in the worst case scenario, act on the assumption. This goes with texting as well. Don't assume there's a tone where there is no tone. If you're not sure, just ask. Communication is the key to a successful relationship after all. Drawing assumptions also has to do with the paradox effect we mentioned earlier. The illusionary mindset of having so many options that are better than what you currently have makes us make assumptions like, if our spouse wants to do X, Y, and Z, then you would have a relationship like the ones you see on social media. Number 5. Reminded memories. You know those cringy Facebook memories from years ago, or the photo a friend tagged you in from sophomore year with your first serious boyfriend or girlfriend? Memories are great, but when they're recorded and constantly brought up as a reminder of your past, it can be hard. These memories are not a scrapbook of your favourite times. It's an accumulation of photos that were taken, more or less, without your approval of times in your past that you were trying to figure yourself out. This specifically affects relationships because it brings up a lot of, "Oh, you didn't tell me that," moments that are something taken quite personally. Another hard pill to swallow for some people is if your spouse has had a previous relationship prior to you, which can definitely be brought up with old photos and memories. Knowing your spouse was with people prior to you is one thing, but seeing your spouse with someone else? Even if it was in the past, it's an extremely difficult thing to come to terms with for some people. Memories also come with emotions, so if you see a photo from the past and remember how happy you were, or should we say, how happy you thought you were, your mind will go on a binge of wondering why you aren't happy anymore, and you may turn to your partner to blame. So, always keep in mind that memories are in the past for a reason. And then remember why you are right where you are with the people you have today. So psychos, how do you cope with the crazy world we call social media in your relationships? Let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to leave a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more psycho videos. We hope you learned something, and we'll see you in the next video.